What up, YouTube? It's Chris here from Friendly Frenzy Games, and today I'm going to walk you through how each of the puzzles work in Escape Simulator's Chronomancy Hall, as well as show you how to solve them. If this video helps you, be sure to give it a like and drop us a comment, and while you're here, consider subscribing to Friendly Frenzy Games for much more gaming content. Now let's get into it. So the first puzzle that we're going to want to solve in this room is just for this butterfly lockbox here. To do this, we are going to need a few things, but to start, let's grab the caterpillar from this glass encased kind of box there. So we have that, and now we need one of the more important items in this room, the time staff. So you can see here, just by quickly examining it, it's got a forward-facing arrow. That means this one is going to speed up time for us, which is going to be really important for this lockbox because what we need to do is get a butterfly. So what we want to do is inspect the caterpillar and use our forward speed or forward time on it. It's now evolved the caterpillar into a cocoon. We want to speed time up once more to evolve the cocoon into a butterfly, and just like that we have our first key. Now you can see that these kind of lock combinations here pretty much line up with the butterfly wings and their pattern. So basically what we're trying to do, for example, this top one here, we're looking for a line on the left and two lines on the right. So we can go ahead and find that pattern. There we go. So there's our one line and two lines. Down here we have a pattern where the lines intersect. Down here we have two curved lines and a straight line going through the middle. And our top line we have, our top wing, we have three lines that are parallel. Once that's open, we get our reverse time staff, which is obviously going to be very important. If we have the opportunity to speed up time, we want to be able to reverse it. There's a puzzle right beside us here in this enclosed glass case. Again, this one is for a clock frame, and you can see there's almost some like matter and particles in here. What we want to do is speed these guys up, and it is going to reveal a number. 8106 is our combination for this lock here. Go ahead and plug this in. 8106, and we unlock the clock frame. And what that is going to help us solve is ultimately our clock face lock right here. You can see as soon as we put this clock frame down, it's actually going to put this board in motion. You can see that each of these have a kind of direction that they're pulling us into, and they have two different symbols, which is just going to give us the positions for these two hands. So you can see, let's just follow the direction here. This one's pulling pretty hard to our southwest. We'll put it on 40. It's still pulling, but in a different direction now, so this is going towards 25. As soon as we place that on there, we know that the number's right because the motion stops. So we're going to want to do the same thing with 11 here. We put it on 8. It's still pulling us towards 12. As soon as we put it on 12, it stops completely as well. So we do have like an open-faced sun symbol. We do have a closed-faced sun symbol. Again, that is to represent the hands here. We have a 12 on the clock, but we don't have a 25. Obviously, you have to think about this one in terms of time and where the 25th minute would be represented on the clock. Obviously, just the 5th Roman numeral here. So what we're going to need to do, because each time you spin these hands, it manipulates both, you kind of want to get a general idea of what the pattern would be for 1225 on the clock and just spin it here. So we've got our closed face sun on the 12, we've got our open face sun on the 5 to represent a time of 1225, and we get this chess dial piece. We're going to sit on that for now because we really can't do too much with it. That is eventually going to be for this chess lock here, but our next puzzle actually that we can go ahead and solve is just this chalkboard puzzle. So we can see that we've got some symbols on here, we've got some directions. What we're actually going to need to solve this is just in this top desk drawer. It is our Sigil lockbox. You can see represented are those same symbols here. But what we're really going to need to do is we don't know. We know we need 4 symbols, but we don't know exactly where we are in this combination right now. So let's go ahead. We're going to use our reverse time just to see. So there is a step before that one. Is there a step before this one? No. So we know our first number or our first symbol here is going to be a moon, and it is going to then transition into the triangle here. So we'll put a moon in. We'll go to the triangle. We're going to now speed up time or go for our next position here, and it's almost like 2/10. It's probably a better way to figure out what that symbol is, but anyways, I'm going to call it 2/10 and just see. We know we need a 4th logo here, or a 4th symbol. So we can use our fast forward once more, and it is going to give us the star. And just like that, the top of the lockbox is going to pop open, and we get our first Time Echo Crystal. Now I'm going to just set these two pieces aside here. The Time Echo Crystal, again, is another piece for one of the later puzzles in this room. So we don't have to worry too much about that one right now, but what we can do to get another one is start this old key puzzle. Pretty simple. You're just going to want to grab the key off the podium here. There is a 3 kind of key wall lock. As soon as you insert the key here once, it unlocks this quadrant. You can see that we've unlocked the top quadrant. It doesn't seem to matter the input or the pattern that you input this key into. It's ultimately going to break after the second use. What we need to do is obviously use our reverse staff to restore this key to a time where it worked. Now you can see it was a broken key. Now it's working again. Insert it into this lock to give us our second Time Echo Crystal. Now we don't know obviously how many exactly that we need, but we can see that we've actually got another one trapped up in here. This Candlestick puzzle. There's a little legend here that's telling us that we want to get the flames at all of the same height. The best way that I found to do this is kind of use this fast forward to burn down the candles as much as they can be burnt down. That way we kind of get an idea of which are the shorter ones. I feel like sometimes this works and sometimes it doesn't really work. There we go. You got to get the right position sometimes. Some of them can be burnt down, some of them can't. We're going to see if this one works for us. So we want to go ahead and collect these candles. Obviously we know we want the shortest candles in the tallest kind of positions here, with the taller candles in the lowest spots. So it's really just kind of figuring out which are our short candles and which are our tall ones. For me, my hotbar right now, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So between 2 and 4 are definitely our shorter ones. If everything burnt down correctly, it looks like 4 should be my shortest, so it should go in the highest spot, which I would say is this one, which means 2 should be our second highest spot, this one. Now we just have to figure out between our 2 candles here. So 1 looks to be the tallest, 2 is second tallest, which means that 2 needs to go in our tallest position here, and this should go here. Now what we want to do is reverse the burn, basically. So we want to use our reverse time and see how this lines up. So now we have our wick. Okay, these look to be burning the same height there. Hopefully these 2 will line up as well. And we're looking pretty good so far. You can see sometimes you end up throwing the staff, but you just got to line everything up there. There we go. So just like that, that was nice and easy. We've unlocked a 3rd Time Echo Crystal here. So that's actually all we're going to need, but what we need to do next is solve this puzzle here so that we have a place to actually put them. What we're going to need for that is this note right in the middle of the room here. I lied, it's not this. I don't think we actually need this for anything. That's just telling us about the time staves. We need this mouse statue. I don't remember exactly where this note was for. Where is it? Just so I can show you. Just right here. Okay, perfect. So if you read the back of this note here, it says drag the cat around the clock. So we can see that the cat is in the 4th position, and all that means is we have our cat statue here. So we have it at number 4. This is just one giant clock, so we have our noon here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We know cat is in the 4th position here. And it's going to light up. We know also that we have a mouse that's on a similar statue as the cat, obviously much smaller, but same kind of base and stuff here. There's a token down here too if you're looking to collect tokens, but that's not something that really matters in this. We have a mouse in the 5th position, so we can just drag and drop him there. So 4 and 5 are lit up, and the last one that we actually need is just here, but we do need to repair it. So just use our reverse time staff, and it is going to put together our owl statue. You can see we've got an owl here. We just need to figure out where he goes on the clock, and it looks to be that he is in the 9 o'clock position. So let's just drag him to the 9 Roman numeral here. So that is the IX. As soon as we light that up, there's a little bit of a connection right into the center of the table. And we get our little echo time crystal holder things come down here. So we just need to input these 3. I'm going to just throw this note away for now. Perfect. So we can see that there is another lock here basically with 3 different things that we need to do. So I'm going to show you first. To get our first one here, you can see just in our 3rd position is the hourglass. You can see this guy here is holding an hourglass, and that just means that it's going to correspond with that hourglass in the corner there. So we can see that there's a couple of different almost like rungs here. It is at the 1st and 2nd line, so we just need to manipulate this now to get the sand down to the 2nd line. So you use our fast forward to make sure the sand dribbles down to the bottom part of this here. Pretty convinced that that's good. We just use this yellow button to move now to get our next piece. So we can see obviously the tree poster. We need to figure out what kind of image this guy is picturing here. So he's got a fire. What this is just the season. So we were basically in summer there. Here's fall, you can tell by the colors. And you just fast forward that. You can rewind as well. It's likely winter if he's got a fire built, so we're pretty confident on that. We'll use our yellow button again. And he is pointing to us which banner we need to have set up. Right now we're on a red and blue fox. You pull this string here, it's going to change. It is now a white and blue lobster. We change this to our yellow and purple raven. And once we have that locked, I'm pretty sure, obviously you can see that this is going to be representative of our banner here. Once those are all plugged in, we can hit this switch. And it is going to give us a few things here. But first, let's just put these chest dial locks in. That'll plug into there. This will plug into here. And basically all we need to do is use our staffs to manipulate this image a little bit so that we can get this to line up. Probably need to speed this up a little bit. And we will line up this last piece now. Might have to bring that back a bit. There we go. Okay, nice and easy. So we got a sundial in here, and we have a sun model. That's going to kind of go hand in hand with what we have here. We have a dragon crystal, and we have a griffin crystal. So let's do the dragon first. These are just representative of these 2 puzzles here. So we can go ahead, we'll put our dragon crystal right in its mouth there. Now we have a number combination. It looks like almost like we're trying to get some time here. But what we need to do is basically use this legend to help us fill this out. So we have obviously an upright kind of forward facing R. We know that it is this. And to flip it now on the same side, we can click this. So we're going to get a 1 out of this. We have F, so let's go ahead and recreate that. So that looks the same. On top of that, we have an L, so we can add these 2 lines and flip that. Essentially, if you click that, it doesn't need to be re-clicked as long as it's lit up. So we can just add the bottom line now because it's flipped, so that's essentially going to move this top line to the bottom here. So we have a 1, a 2. Now we have F, but it's flipped, so we're going to want to do this. Obviously a flipped version of this one here. We have our L, and then we have a flipped version of an L again, which is essentially just this middle that's lit up already, and this bottom piece here. So we have a 1, a 2, a 5. Again, we have a flipped L, so we can start with those 2. I see an F here, so let's put our F in. Then we're going to flip the F, so that's just going to be these 2 then. Right, obviously flip these 2, so it would be on the left side and the right side versus the left or the right side and the left side. And now we have our proper L again, which is going to mean our middle is already lit up. We need to put in our top, and 1258 is the combination for the dragon. Now we have to go through, put in our griffin crystal. And very similarly, it's another 4-digit lock. And we have some symbols here, and it's almost like a slider. Basically, what we're trying to do is using the spaces that they have available here, we need to figure out what numbers we have. So for our circle here, we can kind of go through. Obviously, nothing is lit up in the first slot. We have a little bit lit up on our right side here. And we have the low side of that as well. So that's going to give us a 1, because that would essentially be this part and this part all lit up. Let's try and get our last number here. This should be 1. We'll try and get our last number, because those are the 2 probably easiest to figure out, just because they can only slide so far. So we have our triangle now. We have our top 2 pieces. I can't go over anymore. So we have a top piece and a middle piece. We've got almost like an S shape in here so far, and 2 left pieces and a bottom piece. So if you can imagine that we have this piece lit up, this piece lit up, and this piece lit up, that is going to give us 6 as our last number. Now we need to find out the 2 middle pieces, and just because these can slide so much more, it's going to be a little harder to figure out, but let's see what we can do. Let's start with our second number, because we're as far over as we can. It already kind of looks like a 2 based on what we can see. To fill that out, we would really want to try and figure out if we have a middle piece darkened and a top piece darkened. So we'll just kind of slide it across, and you can see actually that we get both the top and middle piece lit up on this. It stays lit up. We still have the formation of the 2 here, so I'm gonna be pretty confident that that's a 2. Now basically doing the same thing with our star now, we can try and do the same thing. So we've got the middle piece lit up in this first position. We've got the top and middle piece lit up, and I think actually I saw right here we have this piece lit up. So we've already got these 3 essentially looked after. We've got the far right and the bottom right. So that essentially is going to give us the top piece, the middle piece, this side, and this side for 5. And 1256 for our Griffin lock, and that is our puzzle there. So now you can see that it basically transforms this table. We're going to want to put our sundial here right into the middle and fasten our sun model right to the top. You can see we're casting a little bit of a shadow here. What we want to do, and this might take me a little while to get just because my mouse is kind of finicky, but what we're trying to do is basically cast a shadow properly so that we can eliminate these locks here a little bit. So you're just trying to get these in the right position. You can see, so we lined that one up, not too bad. Yeah, you can see I'm trying to go one way with it here. See if we can. This one's kind of finicky. You gotta get it nice and tight. There's our second one, and now this piece might take a little bit of finagling. Go. Perfect. So that's those 3. Now we have the sun sigil. We can turn around and put that into this pedestal now. What that's going to do is open up our last main puzzle here. Basically what we're trying to do with this is we're trying to recreate this middle symbol using only 3 moves, or using only 3 symbols basically. So I'll show you kind of what I mean by that. We have a mover and a rotator. Right now we're on rotator because each one of these is going to rotate the square. So what we're trying to do is, like I said, recreate that symbol. And as soon as we're able to do that without collecting any of the wrong ones, the door will open. So basically what you want to do is you want to be able to get this 7, this corner, and this all kind of meshed in without hitting any of these other ones. So let's just try and free up some room here. This will make a lot more sense when I can actually show you. I'm just trying to clear a path and then I'll show you. So we need to get to that 7. Okay. So if I move this, we should be okay there. Okay, perfect. So that's basically what we, there's probably a couple of different ways to do this puzzle, but something like this is what we're looking for to finish on the rotator side. Once we flip this into mover, we are going to start on this covered position. So like I said, we want this first 7, so we're going to go out and move to the left. We've got that picked up. We're able to walk over any of these free spaces without picking up the symbol. So let's go ahead, we're going to move 1 forward. We're going to go one to the right, one to the right, and down one. That's going to give us our middle line here. And now what, like I said, we want to get back up here to complete this kind of like mirrored 7, and that's going to just completely encapsulate our 2 triangles with the line in the middle. So let's move forward, we can move to the right, move to the right, we'll go down, and down once more, and you can see that just like that, we've duplicated that symbol. It's going to unlock our key here. We can just run around, stick this in the door, and just like that, we have completed Chronomancy Hall. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Hope to see you in the next one. Chris here again for Friendly Frenzy Games. If you were entertained by this, maybe you learned something, or if you like what you saw, definitely consider subscribing to Friendly Frenzy Games on YouTube. We've got a bunch more Skip Simulator content and gaming content in general. Have a great day, everybody.